Welcome back to Collecting Cars. Now, about 8 months ago, we did a video at Moto Technique. We met Kev O'Rourke and his team, and we looked around a number of different cars that were being resto-modded, specifically a Ferrari Dino. Well, we're back at Moto Technique today, and we're going to go and take a look at the car, which is almost finished. So let's go check it out. There she is. Kev, that blue has come out incredible. That's fantastic.
You're
good
right.
to see you, mate.
Good morning. Good morning and welcome.
You well?
Yeah, all good. All good.
Every time I come here, you've got so many different cars here. Today we've got that 300 SL Gullwing, 250 short wheelbase, and our familiar friends up there, the 308s. And then of course this, it's looking just absolutely magnificent. The last time we saw this car, it was just over here,
yeah,
and the shell was, well, it was getting ready primed for paint, wasn't it?
Yes.
And then and we were talking about these headlights here. So now that they're on, it's really interesting to see the sort of the colour and the detail around them. They look absolutely brilliant. So how far off is this now from sort of the finished article?
It's work in progress.
Yeah.
We are 98% there now.
Yeah.
But we must be strong and work on the last 2%.
Just that final little bit of bit of tweaking.
So next week it'll go to the dyno.
Yeah.
So as I said, this is work in progress. We're working on a cut and pasted fuel map.
Yeah.
Next week it'll go on the dyno and everything will be set perfect to this car.
Well, that's going to be incredible. Let's take it back a few steps for some of the people that haven't watched our previous video when we first looked at this project, first looked at this car, and just describe to me what you've done with this, where it sort of, where the project came from, and what this is, how this differs in lots of ways from a standard Dino.
Well, this has evolved out of my car, which we did originally 15 years ago.
Yeah.
We then did the David Lee car.
Yeah.
And then this is the latest incarnation.
The latest and greatest. Yeah. So just in terms of the engine in this car, what's in this one? Because it's evolving so quickly. Every time I see you, you've got a different lump in the back of a Dino. So what's this one? Well,
we learn from every experience, and so this has had the V6 2.4 litre Ferrari Dino engine removed.
Yeah.
And we've dropped in a Ferrari 328 engine and gearbox.
Okay.
And then we've enlarged it to 3.8 litres, fuel injected it with Gen V throttle bodies, and we're running through a Motec ECU.
Yeah, fantastic. And so power-wise, what's that putting out?
Tantalisingly close to 400 horsepower.
That's a lot. And what's the standard Dino?
Well, they say 180, 190, but in truth they're 160.
Yeah. Wow, that's a monumental leap up, isn't it? And so clearly then we've got uprated brakes on these to cope with all
we fitted the brakes from a Ferrari 360.
Yeah.
And then these are the same wheels that we specially recast for the David Lee car. So originally they would have been 14 inch, and we scanned them and blew them up to 17 inches so we can run this modern rubber. Yeah.
And these flares aren't standard, are they? They're all custom made, are they?
No, if you fit these wheels and brakes, you have to go to the flared arch.
Yeah, you just need that extra space.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they look very cool, don't they? Very cool indeed.
And of course the light follows the flowing line. Yeah, a bit like a 275 GDB. It's double curved.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? And you've gone to the extra sort of, you've actually got the paint colour all the way around the rim there.
Just a professional touch.
Yeah, it's very nice.
And we've repeated this effect on the engine lid.
Yeah. So this car running more power, you've obviously got to sort out some additional cooling. So uprated radiators in the front there.
Yeah, it has a massive aluminium radiator.
Yeah.
And then twin spol fans, similar to the F40. And so part of our testing is that we place the car into our spray booth, and we can go up to 90 degrees centigrade in there.
Yeah.
In this case, we went up to 50 degrees. And we left the car running for an hour, just ticking over, and it behaved itself impeccably. Yeah, well, it's never really going to be at that heat at a standstill, isn't it? So you know that it's going to... So in that conditions, there was no moving air passing through the radiator. Yeah. Really good. And no problems at all? No. That's the beauty of kind of modern uprated radiators, I suppose, isn't it? Because you do that to an old Dino, and it's just going to die a death. Expire. So at the back of the car, we've got our signature carbon fibre lid with this beautiful perspex lens.
Yeah. That's so light, isn't it?
Yeah, and very stiff. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you've got the Nitron here.
Yeah, this is very good. A local company based in Oxford.
Yeah.
And they work very closely with us. So they developed the suspension to set the ride height and the compression and rebound. And we can use their dyno, their suspension dyno, to really dial it in. So, as I say, it's work in progress at the moment, but it does ride really nicely, but we feel there's a little bit more performance to come.
And this is a pressure gauge for oil pressure, is it?
This is for oil pressure, just so that we don't have to trust a 50-year-old gauge.
Yeah.
We can
you can pop that there and see accurately where you are.
This is calibrated, so we know that's a fact.
That's really practical, actually, because you can just look through the gallery back and just check that.
Obviously, it'll be removed when the car is delivered. So the throttle control is courtesy of this little snail cam here, and we can change the position of this snail cam so we can have like an aggressive action or a more muted action. Depends on the driver's style.
Yeah, and so that's really down to personal preference, then, is it?
Yeah.
And so what are the kind of things that you'll be looking for or doing when you're taking this for its shakedown? Because at the moment this car is kind of, as you say, sort of 95% there, and it's just that final 5% of tweaking. So when you take it out, what are you looking for?
We're keeping an eye on the temperature gauges. Yeah. And is it charging? Yeah. And what's going on as the car moves and shakes and settles down? Is anything interfering with it? Rubbing against anything like that, vibrations. So we do a local check and then gradually get braver, extending the test.
The radius. Yeah. Not a bad job, is it?
No, that's right. Particularly if you've got beautiful weather like today.
Well, that's it. Yeah. I think we should probably get out there and have a go. Because last time we didn't actually get to go out in one of the cars, so I'm itching to sort of experience the Evo Dinos. So let's.
Well, I think you're going to be impressed.
I think so too.
Just starting by the way you flick the switch and boom, it's fired up.
Fires into action. Yeah. Or we'll get some exhaust note on this sort of cold starting, because it is really impressive. Yeah. All right, let's pop that down and we'll go for a drive.
Well, my best suggestion is that we head out. There's a garage up the road here. We're popping to get some juice.
Yeah. God, it sounds lovely, doesn't it?
Oh, this is from cold.
Yeah. It sounds brilliant when it's cold. Listen to that.
Wait till we open it up. So the good thing is, having good driving manners. So we're in 5th gear. Yeah. And we can drop right down, low revs.
Super.
Down to 1,000 revs, and then just pull away.
Yeah, so you've got plenty of torque to... That just makes it so much more usable, doesn't it?
Yeah. And of course, good brakes.
Yeah.
And it rides quite nice,
It does.
Kirk's just set it up to his specification, but he's not. He's in the ballpark.
So you'll put this onto a dyno, and then you'll sort of map out exactly how you want that all to sound at different revs. Yeah. It is naughty.
Yeah. Okay, there's two things. So he needs to set the fueling and the ignition curves to this particular engine.
Yeah.
Then on this key fob you've got 4 positions. Yeah. And they can actually be adjusted to different noise levels. Yeah. I said to him, nobody's actually asked yet, but the popping and banging on the overrun, do we have to have that? He said, no, I can dial that out. He said, because it's a new engine and it's all a bit fresh, I'm dumping extra fuel in on the overrun just to cool down the pistons and the valves.
So when you're going out in the hills in a drive for yourself, then you can just have all those lovely pops and bangs. But if you're just driving through the village,
you should be able to just...
You can turn it out of ASBO mode and have it nice and sedate and quiet. That's what you want. That's excellent.
I think so. Yeah, there's time for everything, isn't there?
Yeah, but it's funny how just sort of sounds of exhaust, just do change the way you feel about the driving experience, because you can be driving quite slowly, but then you've got those little pops and bangs, and it does bring a smile to your face. So you'll miss that in your Tesla, won't you?
Yeah.
So would you say that the customer for these Evo Dinos are generally people that are going to, because the car is so much more usable or user friendly, that they're actually going to get driven a lot more than an original car?
I think when they are used, they will be used intensively.
Yeah. And it stops.
Oh yeah.
That is incredible. Whoa.
That is nowhere near its potential.
God,
I can feel it holding me back.
I don't think I've got the balls to go anywhere near its potential. That was that was quite something.
So you've got that performance, but we've also got very good manners. So we can drop down. I'll just shut this thing down a little bit.
Choose what kind of personality the car's got just at a touch of a button, really.
Yeah.
So how many of these have you done now?
This will be the third one, so it might be the first.
Yeah.
David Lee, then this, and then the American one, 4. Well, 2 American ones, 5.
Yeah.
That'd be 5. Yeah.
It's a superb colour as well. I think it just suits the Dino so
it's
well.
Understated, I think.
It's very understated. Yeah, it's a classy blue, isn't it?
Which matches the owner. He's a very classy gentleman.
Well, we picked the perfect day for it today. So thank you for taking the time to take me out, because it's just wonderful to be able to get out in something like this. Very rare opportunity.
There's lots more performance to come.
I bet.
Once it's been on the dyno.
It's been amazing to see the journey that this car has been on, from the video that we did about 8 months ago when it was all getting prepped for paint, to now, to be able to go out for a drive in it. So big thanks to Kev for taking us out today. And if you want to see more of the development of this car, go back or check the link in the description below to see the previous video we did with this. But now you've seen it out on the road, you've heard how it sounds, what would you choose? Would you go for an Evo Dino or would you go for an original? Let us know in the comments section below. I certainly know which I'd choose. Thanks for watching and see you soon.